Yeah, so Justin Lin is a fucking genius. So I just got back from the Star Trek Beyond world premiere here at Comic Con. I'm in San Diego. This is not my bedroom, as you can tell. This is my hotel room. It's pretty sweet back here. I stood out in line for 3.5 hours. I managed to win one of the raffle tickets, got an awesome ticket. I thought it was just going to be a really, uncomfortable, general admission, standard room only music festival kind of situation. No, there were seats. They gave us food. They were giving us free popcorn and ice cream and all kinds of things. I mean, they took really, really good care of us. And, the entire cast was there. I mean, walking red carpets and Nichelle Nichols was there, Michael Giacchino, J.J. Abrams. I mean, everybody was there. And the San Diego Symphony, they advertised this event as a concert slash world premiere. And I thought what that meant was that it was going to be 15 to 20 minutes of, Star Trek music played by the San Diego Symphony. And it was going to be awesome and great. And we'd watch the movie. Nope. Here's what happened. They actually sat there on the stage, and above them, above the symphony, on the very first outdoor IMAX screen, which was beautiful, by the way. It was absolutely gorgeous. Um, they played the movie and the symphony played the score alongside it. And I don't mean like the backing track in the movie was still going on. Like, no, like the songs and the score was being played by the symphony itself. It is probably the most singular movie going experience I'm ever going to have in my life, period. I will probably never ever experience anything close to this ever again. And I'm totally okay with that. Loved it. That being said, though, I was sitting with a friend that I met today, made a line friend. Her name is Maggie. And on the way out, we're grabbing swag bags, stuff that has, yeah, that in it. And I told her, I'm like, I'm a little concerned that my enthusiasm for the event itself may be coloring my opinion on the movie. But it was fucking awesome, wasn't it? She was like, yeah, it was awesome. And then everybody else around me was like, yeah, it was fucking awesome. How do you do? I Okay, so let's go top to bottom. All right, so the biggest, I guess, area of concern that we all had for this movie is that it was going to be a Justin Lin directed movie. Justin Lin, of course, coming from the Fast and the Furious franchise. That first trailer made us all a little worried because it really did just sort of look like a sizzle reel for an action flick. Not what happened here. It is so not what happened. The dude is a genius. I don't know how this happened. Maybe it's just a really, really a perfect storm of the fact that you had a guy who understands how to shoot, action, knows how to shoot, with special effects and practical effects. And he had a really, really good script provided by Simon Pegg and Doug. I don't know what Doug's last name is. I always forget it. Um, but yeah, it was carried off beautifully. And one of the things that I really did appreciate is that while I was watching this movie, I was just so aware of the fact that it didn't look like a J.J. Abrams movie. Not to say anything about J.J. Abrams. I absolutely love the J.J. Abrams films. I really do enjoy them, I think, a lot more than other people do. But just in the way that he would frame a shot or the way in which he would sort of uh, focus in on a character at a specific moment, it was just so much different than J.J. Abrams. But I think I don't want to say for the better, but it really did feel more like a callback to the original series and even the next gen. The way in which those stories, as grandiose as they could be, they somehow felt really really intimate. Just because even though our characters, our beloved, crew of the Starship Enterprise, even though they're having to, go off to far off worlds and save people and do this, that, and the other, and shoot phasers and whatnot, and work with tricorders, the whole time that you're sort of interacting with these people through these plots, you're getting to know them as people, as characters. And while J.J. Abrams is, I think, a very talented filmmaker, I always get the feeling that he's always so aware of how responsible he feels for these things. So he always shoots them in these really, grandiose and self important sort of ways, which is not a bad thing. It's just the way he does it. But Justin Lin really did come in and just decided, you know what, we're going to make a movie and it's going to be about these people. Yes, they're going to be in a really ridiculous situation, but it's going to be about the people. And I don't know how he managed to actually make this movie more grand in scope because this is the first Star Trek, the first movie in this new rebooted franchise that really does feel like they're in space, because the other two were very Earth based. This one, yeah, they're out in the middle of nowhere. They really are in deep space, in the final frontier. And I really love that. And at the same time, like I said, he still retains this really intimate feel because you have our characters interacting with one another in new dynamics and new combinations that you haven't seen before. Dude's a fucking genius. I don't know how this happened. I don't know if this is a fluke. I really hope not. I mean, if he wanted to go ahead and direct the next one, I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. I really can't think back and pick a certain aspect of this movie where I'm just like, well, that was shit. Even the things that I was like, oh, this is surely going to be like a very predictable, part of the movie. Every expectation that I had was either exceeded or skewed in some way, which I think is, a combination of the way that they would just let these actors either go ahead and inhabit the roles, let Justin Lin do his thing, and, of course, taking cues from Simon Pegg and Doug Scribb. This was awesome. This was great. You should go see it absolutely right now. I'm going to go to bed because it is, almost 1 in the morning? Yeah, it's almost 1 in the morning. And I got to go to Nerd HQ in the morning. And that's very important. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Like, comment below, subscribe, do whatever it is that you feel the need to do. And I will talk to you guys later. Okay, love you, bye.